They say a person's true greatness begins in the mind, not in what they own, but in what they think. History has proven this over and over again through names we all recognize: Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos. And long before them, Napoleon Hill wrote a simple yet powerful truth in his classic book Think and Grow Rich. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But if that's true, why do so many people still fail to succeed? Why do so many dream big, yet live small? Is it because they never think about their future? Or is it because they don't believe they have anything valuable inside them? Today's story will answer those questions, and by the end, you'll discover a lesson that might just change the way you see life. We'll also learn some new English words along the way, so stay with me till the end. I promise, this story will be worth your time. It was a noisy railway station, trains rushing, vendors shouting, and the crowd moving like a restless tide. Amid that chaos sat a beggar, his clothes torn, his eyes tired yet watchful. Every day, he survived by asking strangers for alms. A coin here, a few rupees there, just enough to eat and live another day. That morning, as he called out for help, his eyes caught sight of a well-dressed businessman stepping onto the platform. His suit was sharp, his shoes polished, his walk full of quiet confidence. The beggar thought, "This man looks rich. If anyone can help me today, it's him." With hope in his heart, he approached the man and stretched out his trembling hand. But instead of reaching for his wallet, the businessman stopped and looked at him carefully. Then, with a calm but curious tone, he asked, "Do you always take from others? Have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar froze. No one had ever asked him that before. He blinked, confused, and said softly, "Sir, I'm just a beggar. I survive by asking. I have nothing to give." The businessman smiled, not mockingly, but with a kind of wisdom in his eyes. "If you believe you have nothing to give," he said, "then you also have no right to ask for anything. I'm a businessman. I believe in exchange, give and take. If you can offer me something, I'll happily give you something in return. But if you have nothing to offer, I cannot help you." And with that, he turned and boarded his train, leaving the beggar standing in silence. For a long time, the beggar didn't move. The noise of the station faded. Only the man's words echoed in his mind. If you have nothing to give, you have no right to ask. That night, lying under the dim lights of the platform, he couldn't sleep. For years he had begged, but no one had ever spoken to him like that. He thought, was the man right? Maybe that's why people rarely help me, because I offer them nothing in return. But then came another thought. What could I possibly give? I own nothing. Yet the words wouldn't leave his head. If you want to receive, you must first give. 2 days passed. The beggar didn't beg. He simply sat and thought. On the third day, while watching trains come and go, his eyes caught a small patch of wildflowers growing near the tracks. Their colors were bright, yellow, pink, purple, shining through the dust and smoke. And in that moment, an idea bloomed inside him. What if, instead of only taking, I start giving too? What if every time someone gives me a coin, I offer them a flower? Something small, but given with heart. He smiled for the first time in days. Maybe, just maybe, that's where change begins, with the decision to give, no matter how little you have. The next morning, the beggar rose with quiet determination. He walked over to the little patch of wildflowers beside the tracks, their petals fresh with morning dew, and carefully plucked a small bunch. Returning to his usual spot, he waited. When the first passenger dropped a coin into his bowl, he smiled warmly and offered a flower in return. The passenger paused, surprised, then smiled back, accepting the flower with gratitude. That small moment changed everything. As the day went on, more people stopped to give him coins, and each time, he gave them a flower. Some passengers thanked him. Others smiled. A few even waved at him from the train windows as they left. For the first time in years, the beggar didn't feel invisible. He felt useful. Days turned into weeks, and something remarkable began to happen. His earnings started to grow. He noticed a pattern. Whenever he had flowers, people gave generously. But when his flowers ran out, the coins stopped coming. He thought to himself, so people don't just want to give, they love to receive something in return. That realization lit a spark in him. One afternoon, while he was handing out flowers with his usual cheerful smile, he noticed a familiar face stepping off a train. The same businessman who had once questioned him. His heart raced with excitement. He rushed over and said eagerly, "Sir, today I have something to give you. If you give me money, I'll offer you flowers in return." The businessman looked at him, a smile forming on his face. He reached into his pocket, gave him a few bills, and accepted the flowers with grace. Then he said something that the beggar would never forget. "You've truly understood the value of exchange. Today, you are no longer a beggar. You've become a businessman." The train whistled, and the businessman stepped aboard once more. The beggar, or perhaps the new businessman, stood on the platform, watching him disappear into the distance. Those words echoed in his heart. No longer a beggar, a businessman. He sat quietly for a long time, thinking, and then, with sudden clarity, he realized something powerful. "I know the secret now," he whispered to himself. "People aren't giving me money out of pity. They're paying for the flowers I offer. This isn't begging anymore. This is business." That night, he made a decision that changed his destiny. He gathered his things, left the railway station, and promised himself he would never beg again. 6 months later, at the very same railway station, two well-dressed men shook hands near the platform. One of them looked familiar. "Do I know you?" asked the first man. The other smiled warmly. "Yes, sir. We've met twice before, right here on this platform." The first man frowned, trying to remember, and then his eyes widened. "Wait, you're the beggar, the one I refused to help, and later bought flowers from." The man laughed softly. "Yes, that was me. But today, I'm no longer a beggar. I run a flower business now, and I'm traveling to expand it." The businessman was astonished. "That's incredible. What changed?" The flower seller's eyes gleamed with quiet pride. "You taught me one of life's greatest truths. We only receive when we give." That day, I realized I was never truly a beggar. I was a businessman all along. I just needed to see myself that way. They shook hands once again, but this time, not as giver and taker, as equals. And as their trains departed in opposite directions, both men carried something valuable. A reminder that life is shaped by how we see ourselves. If you believe you are small, you'll remain small. But if you recognize your own potential, no one can stop you from growing. Because when your thoughts change, your entire future changes too. So believe in yourself. Give before you receive. And remember, success begins not in your hands, but in your mind. If this story inspired you, give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and comment below what lesson you learned. See you in the next story.